Rammer Jammer, drop the hammer. Let's break it down. Play some music loud here on the Bammer Slammer. If you're watching us stream live right now on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/SmackDraw, thank you so much for joining us live. Please don't forget to follow the channel. And if you're chat with us right now, announce yourself so we can shout you out during the show. I'm actually looking over here at the chat right now. I got a few people that are coming in. What's up, Kyle from Apron Bump? You had an awesome show earlier today. We actually did our UWO show earlier this evening. It's going to be going up on our YouTube tomorrow. You can probably actually go back and watch the replay on our Twitch channel right now. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/SmackDraw Podcast, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget also to click that bell so that every time we post a new video, you'll get notified immediately. We don't want you to miss out on any of the awesome content that we're always trying to put out for you guys here on the show. Tonight, we're going to be doing something really cool, and that is we're going to be counting down our top 10 favorite pro wrestling entrance themes. This is going to be an awesome time tonight. I'm looking forward to it. But let me first shout out the panel that's joining me this evening. First off, over here to my, well, hold it, it should be my left, but it's actually going to be my right now. Little switch there. So now to my right, he is one of the co-hosts here on the SmackDraw brand. You can hear him recap the week of wrestling on the Rewind show, which airs every weekend. He's our dog kennel master, the mean jelly bean producer. He's the man of 1,000 rants, and he's the Triple H to my HBK. It's time to play the RN game. RN, how are you this evening, sir? Sorry I butchered your intro.
It's still the best intro I've ever gotten in anything, so I'll take it. Shit, I don't care. But no, I'm doing great. Super pumped to be on this. Like, I'm excited for this for sure.
Absolutely. Also, right down diagonally from me, this way. There we go. He is the host of the Squared Circle podcast, where he covers the best moments in the week of pro wrestling, as well as recapping some great pay-per-view moments of the past. Welcome for the first time to the Bammer Slammer. This is EJ. EJ, how are you, sir?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Can't wait to count them down.
Yeah, I promise you guys, he does have a mouth. He's just hiding it behind that pop filter. We're happy to have you here, man. And then finally, directly below me, you can catch him on his Twitch channel as well as on the Gunz show every Wednesday and Sunday on Adobe Radio. He's also one of the producers on the #1 pro wrestling radio show, Busted Open. #1. And when it comes to crazy takes and babysitting pets, he's armed and dangerous. Welcome to the Bammer Slammer. This is Gunz. Gunz, how are you, sir?
What up, baby? Let's effing go on a Tuesday. What's going on, y'all? I'm pumped. You've always been a loyal supporter of the show, and I, of course, love music. I talk music on my show. Music, wrestling, sports, let's go. Perfect crossover. It's going to be a fun night ahead of us. Let's do this, baby. Yeah.
Absolutely. I figured this would be a great panel. Gunz is a music producer and a DJ, and he does all kinds of coverage on that. RN, tell them what your music background is real quick.
I actually do a little bit of producing. It's mainly behind the camera. But we have Mean Jelly Bean Productions. We do ridiculously funny music videos. We do comedy skits. We do a little bit of everything. We got our own meme page on Facebook. We got a little bit of everything. We got our hands in a couple different pots, plus I breed dogs.
Oh, hell yeah. Nothing like it.
Yeah. EJ, what about you? You got any musical background besides being just a big fan of it?
No background.
So you're the control in this panel, which I love it. That's exactly what it needs to be. And for those of you that don't know, I'm actually a music pastor. So I've been a musician since age 7 and doing church music off and on since 14, 15 years old. And now I do it full time as a career. And so it's always been there. So music is a big deal to me. So I'm excited about this perspective, and I'm excited to do this with you guys. So what we're going to do, for those of you that have never seen us do a top 10 episode, which now we're going to unleash it, is we start at number 10 and we work our way down to number 1. And as we trickle down, we'll talk about the song we're on, why we picked it to be at that point on our list, and at the end, if we have time, we'll throw out a few honorable mentions that didn't make the list. Let us know in the chat what you think about the songs we mentioned and whether or not you like them, hate them, and What was if you actually did this list with us, what was your number 10? What was your number 9? So forth and so on. Let's talk about it, and let's get you guys' opinion on it. But let's get into this. Let's start at number 10, and let's work our way down to number 1. RN, you're going to kick us off. What was your number 10 entrance theme?
Y2J, Break the Walls Down.
Break the walls.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. I mean, that'll do it.
I try not to get too cute. Like, I had some newer stuff and some other. I was like, you know what? No. I'm putting the ones that I remember from my childhood, my teenage years, and the ones I know all the fucking words to. Y2J, Break the Walls Down. Let's go.
Especially with the countdown at the time, especially with the countdown, you just knew it was coming, and the boom, live.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, that day he debuted, that was my birthday. So
really,
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably top 5 debuts of all time. That moment was so great. I enjoyed that in such a big way. AJ, I'm gonna come down to you now. What was your number 10?
I guess I'm gonna show my boomer side here. I'm gonna go with one of my favorite tag teams from the 1980s, Demolition.
Underrated song, man. Underrated. Yes. Huge.
I mean, if you hear the lyrics, it tells you who they are. They were just badasses, and they would come in, tear you apart, they beat you down, and like I said, the lyrics just say it all for them.
Yeah.
I always liked them. I was such a dork that I would get popsicles. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I could I could turn my tongue, and then I'll get the face paint. And that's
awesome.
One of my favorite tag teams.
Oh, they still, if I'm not mistaken, they still hold the record for the most combined days as tag team champions. Not even the New Day have that yet.
Right. No.
So that's
also some of the coolest wrestling figures. You could do the wrestling figure ones growing up too. They were always the badass with the original figurines.
Yes, 100%. Gunz, what was your number 10?
All right, so I have went back and forth so much on this list, but like I kind of went with what Ari said, because like
break down the walls.
No, but just like things that meant a lot to me, and like
I
couldn't get out of my mind the moment of the British Bulldog winning at SummerSlam and that music just hitting.
Yeah.
And like when he beat Brett and just that. Now, of course, obviously it's like, we know the song, like it's an actual real song.
Right.
But like when that came down, like you just erupted. Like, you know what I mean? Like the crowd just hit. And like the theme itself, like you knew it was going to be the Bulldog. The Bulldog had obviously a great run, but like there was just something about like hearing that song that was just like, because it's a good song, obviously. But like
the thing about that too, like when you're saying that, like that was an outside stadium and it was that big of a pop and like that big.
Absolutely.
I remember that too. That's like one of the things, like as a kid, like I just remember that. Like I don't remember the like brevity of the match then, but now going back watching it and shit, like I remember that pop.
Yeah.
Just a song, and like that's a fucking outside stadium.
Yeah.
That's just how important that song was and just like how much it meant. So I think I went with 10. So, I put him at the end, but I felt that was such an important song right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah, biggest pop in that stadium probably since Queen. That was such a huge moment. Absolutely huge moment. My number 10, going along with EJ, I have a tag teams theme at my number 10. When we did our top 10 tag teams, my number 2 is Harlem Heat. Their entrance theme had me jumping out of my seat the moment you heard the and then but then if you listen carefully, there's all this ear candy. There's this dude laughing. Yeah. There's this fireball sound effect. There's this, and of course the driving synth based keyboard groove, everything about it. And I love that Booker T kept it his whole career. It was just a great song. It was fun. I've actually got how I helped did this list. I actually gave this to RN. I created a Spotify list of as many pro wrestling themes as I could find, and I just had it on loop. And I'm like, okay, which ones do I want to go back and listen to again, or which ones I just find myself head bobbing to? And that was one of them. So I put it at number 10. It's not huge to me, but I put it at number 10 because it's just so much fun. And it's a big part of my childhood growing up watching WCW. Harlem Heat were always on TV. So it was just a big moment. Let's go to number 9. And this time, EJ, you're going to start. What was your number 9, sir?
I have to go with, now, Undertaker is known for many good theme songs, but my favorite out of all of them is the Ministry of Darkness. You know, from the 1998 to 1999.
You're gonna prove to shoot 'em.
I love the whole faction. And the thing I loved about it the most is that it incorporated everything that led up to that point. You heard the bells, which obviously, you know, was from his first theme song. So it incorporated all his theme songs up to that point.
Yes.
And of course, this one's a little darker than usual. And I love the whole faction. Look what it did for the APA. You know, it catapulted them to the next level.
Yes.
It's very reminiscent to the Kevin Sullivan's Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
That's so I mean, again, I again, like you, once in a while, I pull it up on YouTube and I gotta listen to it.
Yeah.
It's one of those songs I thought is like it fit the character, it fit the faction. So I went with Undertaker's Miniature Darkness.
That's a good one.
That was a great theme. Kyle from Apron Bump said, yes, great choice, EJ. He also said, I just put the Demolition theme on my workout playlist. Thank you for telling me that. So, all right, Gunz, coming to you. What was your number 9? Self high five. Blatant
right there, baby.
Blatant rip off of Nirvana, but who cares?
and you know what? I was a big Nirvana fan, and he admits it himself. I've had DDP on, and he completely admits it. I mean, all they do is change one note. So if you like the other one, you gotta like the other. You gotta like both of them. And of course, just what DDP meant to WCW and before it became WC, massive and just the build up to it and everything he had done for it. I feel like I don't have too many WCW ones, and that I feel is one that really, because it was weird. Like, I feel like WWE or WWF at the time had a lot more kind of better. I mean, we'll see throughout the list, but I feel like WWF just had better hitmakers.
Yeah, Jim Johnson was a fucking beast. Like,
compared to WCW,
LMFAO or who was the other ones after him? LFAO, whatever. They were good as hell too.
In WCW, it was actually Jimmy Hart. He did most of the theme songs.
But you look at like even the big people. I mean, and we'll get to it, but like Brett's theme sucked in WCW. Hogan. Besides, we'll get to some of them because there are some good ones. But like overall, like I just feel like they're not nearly as good. So anyway, DDP was one of my favorites at WCW with that song. Me too. Total Smelled Like Teen Spirit ripoff. All they did was switch one note so they wouldn't get sued. And that's my number 9.
No, I agree. Apron Kyle said his TNA theme was even more of a ripoff. And okay, all right, Gunz. Before I move on, who does it better, DDP or Randy Orton?
All of us? Any of us could go, right?
You brought the song up, so I'm asking you.
Orton is so just aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, because he's just massive.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, Orton fucking crushes.
See, I disagree with you. I like Diamond Dallas's version.
I do too. Like, I agree with what you said about Randy's being much more violent looking, looking like it could hurt you. But DDP's just the way he did it, how he could pull that shit out of nowhere, turn a hip toss into a diamond cutter.
Yeah, exactly.
I think DDP was better for sure.
Yeah. Fireman's carry, backslide, hip toss, vertical suplex. He had 100 ways to put that thing on. So I was like, that's what I loved about it. Yeah, absolutely. All right, my number 9 on this list. The song is called I Won't Do What You Tell Me, but guys, it's the classic glass breaking, Here Comes Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh my gosh. There are very few songs that when you just let them play, they transport you back to that moment of, holy crap, somebody's about to get their tail kicked. And that's exactly what it was. And we actually did a tournament of these interest themes about 2 years ago. It came down to one other song, which will probably be on one of our lists later, and Stone Cold's won the tournament. Because I think everybody, when they think of moments that you make you pop, jump out of your seat, scream to the top of your lungs. Totally. The moment you hear that glass break, the biggest star in the last 30 years in pro wrestling is coming down the ramp right now.
Yeah, that's why I did the Mount Rushmore of them. I didn't even put him on there. I didn't put Shawn Michaels, The Rocks, and like a couple other people. I didn't even put them on there because it's just like it's just certain wrestling themes when you hear them, first of all, it's a big moment. And second of all, it's wrestling. Like, doesn't matter if you're a fan or not. If you hear certain theme songs, that's wrestling.
Yeah.
And I feel like Stone Cold's is that.
Absolutely. Over here in the chat, Kyle said Disturbed's version of that was better. Fight me.
I did like that one.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. That's just me. I didn't like it.
No way.
RN, what was your number 9, sir?
Cena's your time is up or time is now, whatever the hell it is. Like I completely hate John Cena. that fucking song.
The song is dope, man.
Respect.
The song is
when
dope.
That song, then I go right back to hating him as soon as he gets in the ring and the song goes off. But and believe it or not, I bought that album. It really wasn't that bad for a rap album. Like legit.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now Cena, of course, crushing it. I mean, and then, yes. And I am a Cena, and I am a Cena fan because I am a Cena fan. But the song rips. That was a good choice. I like that.
Fucking gold. Still to this day.
I love it.
Thumps. It's got the bass thumps and the lyrics. He's really spitting on that song. If you really don't worry about the time is now. But actually listen to the lyrics of the song. That motherfucker spitting, bro. He really is.
Absolutely. Yeah. The only thing better than that version is Paul Heyman's version. I was in tears laughing so hard. That was so great. All right. We are now coming to our number 8. Gunz, you start this time. Who was your number 8 song?
Bam, 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 down, New World Order. Let's go. I went with Too Sweet. Yeah. I went with the Outsiders there.
Yes, sir.
And I could have put it up earlier. It's just because it doesn't have. I don't know. I just didn't put it earlier, but it could go earlier. I think too. Yeah. It doesn't have words, so it's hard to sing.
That's
along.
what kind of disqualified some of them for me was no lyrics.
Yeah.
I kind of.
But I mean, I actually like that more than Hogan's. I really like the Outside because it was just so. It was just so smooth.
The original NWO theme. Yeah.
Yeah, the original. Yeah. The original.
Side note, I love wrestling so much. My boys, I coach Pee Wee, our saying and everything going on as it was too sweet. So we go 5th grade Hurricanes are too sweet. And I had a buddy of mine make a version of the song for us to come out to our entrance or whatever when everybody getting their numbers announced. I had him come up with one for us for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm going to throw the debate on the floor. Kyle from April Bump said the Wolfpack theme is better.
I agree.
I know.
Wolfpack.
It's good. It's not terrible.
No, it's
just
not.
Better than the original.
No, it's not. I love the Wolfpack. I bled black and red. I love the Wolfpack, but it didn't make my list. So
no.
Nah.
Yeah, that was a good theme though. Absolutely.
It's gonna be a no for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was actually a good. All those songs were pretty good fractions, except I mean, the main 3 were really solid, obviously.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And I still go with the Outsiders. So that original NWO, man.
Now I hated Buff Bagwell and Scott Norton's one. That was terrible.
Right.
The one they came out to, that little whatever that little stupid one was. Oh, that was terrible. I hated that one. Absolutely terrible.
And that's what happened when they had 40 members that they had to come
exactly. They had to come up with all these different themes. Yeah.
They had a JV. They had a JV NWO.
Yeah.
And then you had the varsity.
Yep. 100%. All right. My number 8. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. Oh, Motorhead killed that song. Oh, it is literally one of the. I would put it almost up there with the glass breaking. When that chord hits, the whole room explodes. They know who they're about to see. It is such a great song. Again, we're going loudest pops. Madison Square Garden, 2002, January, when that man came back on that ramp, one of the loudest roars I've ever heard on a WWE video is when Triple H came back and that music played. Oh my gosh.
That's my favorite wrestler of all time. So
exactly. Go ahead, Arn. I know you love him. He's your GOAT.
I mean, I could have put all 3 of his songs in there. Really, I could have put all 3 of them in there, honestly, but I held back, you know what I'm saying? I only got 1 in there. So, but no. Yep. End all be all for me. I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time. I'm saying he's my greatest of all time.
Okay, let's throw this.
Wrong with that?
Let's throw this question on the floor. His My Time, The Game, and King of Kings. In what order do you rank those? I go The Game, My Time, King of Kings. That's my order.
Yeah, I'd say about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do the game.
About that.
The game is bad. I mean, yeah, it's fucking and then but the whole aura of just him,
Yeah.
it just meant so much, especially those matches. So
100%.
go with the game.
100%.
Especially separating him from like. Well, when was he like DX? Like when
that
he
was
started.
That was the My Time. That was the My Time thing. Yeah.
And then he built up from that though, upon his return and stuff. So I think you got to do the game. I still think you go.
That was so far too. So is this on?
Exactly. I love that song. I love that song. Right? But the game was absolutely.
Yeah.
RN, you're number 8.
Mine's is Voices, Randy Orton.
Okay.
Great song.
Again, I'm going for shit I know. Like half these songs my girlfriend know now because they're just like songs that are on. And she may not know the wrestler. She couldn't put a face to any of these fucking people, but she knows the theme songs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Orton. I mean,
No.
I mean,
Great song.
It still holds up. 20 years later, it's still going wild.
Right.
No, Kyle, nothing you can say. That song was terrible. I hated that song. No.
Kyle.
EJ, you're number 8, sir.
All right. Sexy boy, Shawn Michaels, number 8. I'll tell you right now, when I first heard it in 1992 with Sherry Martel singing it, it was a little weird. But over time, it just grew on you. And to this day, when you hear that, the pop you get, like he still gets a pop to this day.
Yes.
But you know what? It was even funnier when he started singing himself after he broke away from Sherry Martel.
Yep.
But I mean, for theme song, when you think about it, next year it'll be 30 years since that theme song has debuted.
That's awesome.
And it's unbelievable. It's gone this long, and anytime it does come out, same music. But it fit his character. I mean,
it fits him like a glove, man. Like a glove. It just fits him.
Yeah, it was like the pretty boy, you know, vain, and it just
that's
fit.
a great and that kind of brings me back to like that British Bulldog type vibe.
Exactly,
like,
same vein. Yeah,
Bulldog was still coming out these days. R.I.P. Like I know they would go up. Just like when people hear that Shawn Michaels 30 years later, they're like that the OG version. People are going wild.
100%. 100%.
Totally great choice.
All right, I'm going to start round number 7. Here we go. Round number 7. My number 7 is. I hear voices in my head. They come to me. They understand. They talk to me. Oh my gosh! When I first heard the Nothing You Can Say version, and believe it or not, the Fire in the Night CM Punk song before Cult of Personality, Randy used it for like a month, and while they were working on his next one, they used it. But when I heard Voices for the first time, I thought to myself, there's no better song for Randy. It literally, the lingo, the feel of it, it sounds demented. It sounds disturbing. It literally is verbatim what he has said, that he has this IED problem, that he's explosive. Everything about it, I'm like, this is Randy. This is going to be the song they're going to play when he gets into the Hall of Fame. This is going to be the song they're going to play when he's 80 years old, rolling out in a wheelchair. This is going to be Randy. And it is so perfect. And like you are in, I can quote it. I can sing it. I scream it when it comes on my iPod. I absolutely love Voices. Such a great song, and it's addicting. I could put it on loop. It's so good. So good. All right. RN, you're number 7, sir.
We can just go past it, but it's time to play the game.
No, come on. Give it a little bit, because I know he's your GOAT.
No, like I said, I could have put any of his theme songs on here at any part of my list.
Yeah.
But just that one, like, it just, like, that was, like, at the heart of my love for Triple H, like, fresh out of DX, fresh coming back from the injury, taking over, being the man for the company while everybody was out and proving his worth. Like that, I mean, he's like I said, he's been my favorite, probably not at the Blue Blood stage, but like right when he was like HBK's like lackey or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, bro, what the fuck? He's the better one out of him. I was dumb. I was a kid. Don't give me shit. I was a kid. But no, like I said, he's my favorite wrestler. So
he's awesome.
He definitely had to make the list.
Yeah. AJ, you're number 7.
Okay, now this is one of my favorite heels of all time. I'm a heel sympathizer. So I'll just put that out there. Vince McMahon, No Chance in Hell.
Great choice. Great choice, man. I knew it was going to be someone's list.
Oh, I'll tell you now, that song fits him perfectly.
Yep.
Jim Johnson had to come up with a great theme to fit Vince's character that is an overbearing jerk.
Yes.
That uses his power and influence to get his way. And
wow.
I know every time you heard that theme song, the boos were deafening. Of course, you had those moments where people would cheer because it was later on in the years. But 1998, he came out there, you were booing the shit out of him.
Absolutely.
Hated him because of that song. Yep.
And the only time, I'll tell you right now, one time I really popped was in September of 99 when he won the world title. I think I was the only one that was happy about that. I can just imagine what Twitter would have been like if that was around 1999.
Right.
But yeah, that's my number 7.
That's a good choice, man. What a good
that's great.
Wow. That's a great song.
That's great. And what makes it worse and makes me hate him more is that song's too cool for him.
Right.
He does not deserve that song. But
as ultimate heel, when he was forbidding people and prohibiting people from getting it, always interfering in matches or fucking doing whatever, that is the perfect song for him.
Yes.
No chance.
No chance. Yeah. Absolutely. Gunz, you're number 7. What is it?
This was a tough one. I mean, they're all tough, but it just, I kind of just went back at it, like kept battling with myself. But I mean, especially now that he's back, being able to hear the Punk. I went with Punk.
Cult of Personality?
Yeah, I went with Cult. Just because, once again, obviously it's a real song, so we all know that. But it's just hearing that riff, and then like you just know. And now that he's back, it's kind of like really has put me into good mood. Like, say this was a year ago, I don't know if I would have put it at 7, maybe more like a 12 or a 13. But just being able to just know that he's back again, like makes me remember him all those years in using that song, I should say.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with that riff, and then also with everybody singing along, like, you know what I mean, like that kind of embracement of it, kind of it's not as big as like the Jericho ones, but like still, I'm all about that one. So I went 7.
Great choice. Yep. Love it, Gunz. RN, we're coming back up to you. Number 6. What is it?
Glorious. Robert Roode.
Ooh.
As a piano player myself, I have respect for that song. That is a great song.
Like that song, like when it first came out, like that was probably like one of the first theme songs in a long time to like hit me in the heart, like because the soul and the power behind it, and then this orange white man with that Ric Flair robe on, just spinning around with the choir singing it, like that shit was. It was some next level shit. It was
I won't give in.
Literally like watching some like super church thing or something.
Yes.
I don't even know. Like it was like I just couldn't take my eye off the screen. Like the shit was fire. Like it's
yes.
There it is. Glorious. I mean, it's a glorious decision.
As much as I love the Dirty Dogs, I miss him being that guy from NXT. Oh my gosh, I miss that so bad. Abram Bum said, the orange white man. Yeah, it doesn't fit him at all. That's what makes it hilarious. That's exactly it. It does not fit him.
Oh, yeah, and that's what made, the ironicness of it, that it would be for him is also like it. Because there were so many people that when that song hit would be singing Glorious that also didn't fit them either, that are fans in the arena.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The juxtaposition made it just perfect. It really did. Yes.
It was like I had to like what is going on?
Yeah. 100%. 100%. EJ, you're number 6, sir.
Okay, Triple H, time to play the game. I put that at number 6. I'll tell you now. Main reason I love it, it's Motorhead. That's the main thing.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, and then also since Triple H is a metal fan, it's one of his favorite bands, so it's only fitting to have one of his favorites do a song for him. I'll tell you right now, he concocted the perfect entrance to this thing. I mean, the way he came down. But the thing I love the most is also when he comes up to the apron and he spits out the water. It's just like perfect time, and I love that.
Yes.
I love My Time, but that was only appropriate when he was, first going for the title and when he won the title.
Right. It's my time. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
This theme was to let you know that Cerebral Assassin is in the house and he's coming to kick your ass. That's basically it right there.
Yep.
So that's my number 6.
Facts.
I love it. Yeah, Triple H, like I said on one of our previous shows, in my opinion, he's top 3 minds in professional wrestling right now.
Oh, definitely.
His level of taking the simplest things and making them powerful. it's even funnier. Like I know for a fact when he does rehearsals at these stadiums, he walks that ramp to get his timing. I know that because he wants to make sure when I hit that apron right, I'm going to jump up, I'm going to go. I mean, exactly. He has it to a science. It is absolutely fantastic.
Cerebral assassin for a reason.
He is, man. He is. It is so perfect. That song was, again, just like any of these other songs we've said that were perfect for the character. The game is perfect for Triple H.
Yeah.
100%. Gunz, you're number 6.
I went with You Think You Know Me. I mean, that I was in that era, and like, you know what I mean, just chaos, especially with the fireworks. With the fireworks, I mean, it's a jam. You can't deny it.
A fucking jam.
It's a
fucking jam.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think that's also just one that, you know, the thing with the themes is that they have to
remind you of something.
They have to remind you, but they also have to hit you, and they have to hit you with that opening.
Yep.
Note. And that opening thing, when you hear those words, it's just like, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Royal Rumble 2020, instant goosebumps, tears in my eyes, edges back. Such a great moment. Such a great moment. My number 6, are you ready? Break it down. D-Generation X. Oh, my gosh. Go ahead. D-Generation X's theme is so much fun. That's what I love about it. It is a fun song. It makes you want to do every motion they do. It makes you want to crotch chop and see the fireworks go off behind you. It is just such an energy-driven, fun song. And again, we're talking about moments here. 2006, when they reunited against Vince McMahon. I actually watched that clip. No lie, I watched that clip again this morning, and I had goosebumps again. The power of that moment, the crowd salivating, please reunite, please reunite, please reunite. And then they finally did, and that song was hit. Just such a good moment. So I love Break It Down. D-Generation X is just, oh gosh, such a great song. Such a great song. Absolutely.
One of my favorite factions.
Oh, definitely top 3 factions of all time for me as well. Real quick, we're gonna take a break before we get into number 5 here, and then we want to let you guys know. Thank you if you've been watching us or listening to us up till now. Thank you so much for doing that. For those of you that are watching and you may not know, we actually do have a podcast, and we're on all the major podcast platforms. So while you're listening, subscribe, leave us a comment, and leave us a 5-star rating. Come on, guys! It's top 10 entrance themes. This podcast episode deserves 5 stars. Please give it to us. We thank you for your support, and your feedback is always appreciated. Also, if you would like to support our show financially, please go over and check out our Patreon. Yeah, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. And you can find a subscription tier that fits you best. We start all the way at $1 and we go up to $25. The more you invest and the more you pay, the more we'll give you every single month. So you can get a shout out, sticker pack, exclusive content, SmackDraw t-shirt, behind the scenes access to how we make the show, stuff we talk about, meetings we have. Also, we'll advertise for your brand on our show. Yes, the more you subscribe and the more you give, the more we'll help you out and do more for you and your brand. Also, you can go to our PayPal and go to paypal.me/SmackDrawPod. And by doing that, you can give us a one-time donation. All the support, we appreciate it. We thank you for your financial giving to us. And the more you take care of us, I promise you, the greater job we're going to do taking care of you and your viewing and podcast listening experience. So thank you so much for that. RN, round number 5. Number 5, what was it?
My number 5 is actually Judas, Chris Jericho. Fucking fire, top to bottom. And actually, the entrance from, what was it?
Revolution,
I think, with the choir.
Yes.
That's on my YouTube playlist. Like, I listen to that probably once or twice a week, that version of it. Like, the regular song is amazing, too, and it's made more amazing once he connected it and made it his actual theme. But that entrance from Revolution is fucking... That might be one of my top 2 or 3 like live like performance entrances ever. Like it gives me goosebumps every time I hear her hit that start. Like it's amazing.
I would easily put Judas as the most influential entrance theme of the last 5 years.
Absolutely,
easily. The fact that it became a storyline that we're going to take it away and you have to learn the lyrics and sing it live a cappella.
Right.
What other song has ever been treated with that much respect and that much attention? I can't remember one.
None.
No.
So absolutely, Judas. It didn't make my list because of sentimental reasons, but it probably will make my list in the next 5 to 10 years. Absolutely, 100% agree. EJ, number 5 for you. What you got?
Okay, I'm going to go with the most anticipated song in the last 7 years, and we finally got it. CM Punk's Cult of Personality. I was a fan. I was a fan of his first one, This Fire Burns. I was a fan of that, but when he came out with that in, what was that, July of 2011, I was like, that fits him perfectly. That's just who he is. The straight edge. It's a cult.
Yep.
And I tell you, I was like, that's a perfect theme for him.
Yep.
And throughout the years, since 2014, we're hoping for that moment that we get to hear that song again. And like the guy in the stands that was up with his hands in the air, tearing up, I was one of those who was tearing up too. It's like, finally, we got him. We got him back.
Yeah.
And anytime I hear that, I always pop. Like in the past and even now, and he still gets like, well, I guess you would call it the CM Punk pop.
Right.
It's a different version because when he debuted, I don't think you heard anything louder than that. But yeah, that's my number 5. I have to go with CM Punk because he's a different breed of a wrestler, and I appreciate his work. And that's it. That's all I got to say.
Dude, that is, oh my gosh, that is so good. Apron said his AFI theme in ROH was fire too. He's had a really good luck with theme songs. He has. Punk hasn't had a bad theme song. He really hasn't.
Mm-mm.
I want to know the backstory, how he got them to clear that for him to make it his theme song.
Which one?
Living,
Cult of Personality?
Living Color? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No.
I literally, it was maybe a year ago when I found out that was like an all black rock band. Like I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Like as long as I've loved that song, like I didn't. When you hear wrestling themes, you don't never think about
That's
them
true.
being
That's true.
songs. So like I never thought to look it up, and then like it was like those first rounds of them talking about him coming back. I started like looking into some stuff and watching clips, and I looked at it, I was like, what the fuck is this? It was them doing the video. So it was crazy. Like I literally had no idea. So it was probably about a year ago before I realized In Living Color was a group of all black dudes.
It would be epic. It would be epic if they would sing him out in AEW. They did it at WrestleMania 29.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. And maybe you might want to save that for a big one like Double or Nothing or All Out for next year.
Right.
They got to sing him out again.
I agree. 100%. Surely they will. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gunz, your number 5, sir.
My number 5 was, and this could actually possibly go higher, was one of my favorite tag teams. Wish they had more of a longer run, but I'm talking about the Rockers.
Ooh.
Oh
Right?
yeah, great song.
The
Great
Rockers, Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty.
Yep.
You listen to that and like just they were young and they were high flying and stuff, kind of doing things that other people weren't doing, and that song just fit them perfectly. And there's nobody else kind of like that. And it's just like it's such a lame rock beat, but it still kind of holds up though. Like it's just like it was like. So I love the Rockers. Yeah, that was that was probably one of my favorite tag teams.
The only team that did something kind of similar to them were the Rock and Roll Express, which the Rockers were basically a ripoff of them, but in terms of coming into the WWF world, nobody did it like Marty and Shawn. It was 100% a brand new thing to watch them. Yeah,
green pants, like the tag team ethic that they had, and just running down the aisle. You know what I mean? When that song came, it's like it got me energized.
100%. My number 5 is the only female I have in my top 10. Celtic Invasion. Boom. Whoa.
Ooh.
Becky Lynch's theme is a banger.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, when that song hits, my adrenaline goes with it. The guitar riffs, the crazy syncopated drum beat, the energy it brings. WWE, if you want her to be a heel, change her music because I can't boo her with that music. That music is so good, and every time I hear it, I think about her getting into the Royal Rumble. I think about her entrance at WrestleMania. I think about her holding up Becky Two Belts. That music is so iconic now because of the who she is, becoming the man and making history and breaking the barriers she's broken as her character. I love Celtic Invasion. It is a song, I'm not kidding. It's a song that when it comes on anytime in my playlist, I immediately feel better. It makes me happy to listen to that song. There's something just really cool about it, and I really enjoy listening to it. So I get Apron, great idea. Just slow it down and make it grungier. I agree. That would to make it a little more heelish. I think that's a great idea. I would do that absolutely. RN, let's come back to you and let's do number 4.
Mine's is Terry Bollea, his Voodoo Child incident. I refuse to. That riff.
Oh my gosh.
Even though I know that's a real song. I mean, I always knew it was, but when that came on, the memories and shit that brings back, just from that time in wrestling, like that was probably my favorite time in wrestling.
Yep.
And I was a big WCW guy too, like believe it or not, even though I'm in the Midwest, but my mom worked for Time Warner.
Yep.
So like that's what we had. And whenever a wrestling show came to town, I went to the WCW house shows. I didn't get to go to the WWE one. So like,
right.
I hate to say it, but I am a WCW guy. Saturday nights.
Nothing wrong with that at all, man.
TBS, you're just home. You went out playing all day. You come home 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. Sun's coming down in the fall. Watch wrestling before you like it's and that Voodoo Child. Like I said, it's just I hate what he represents now, and I can't fully express my love. But that song has it had an impact on my childhood.
Great man. Great man. Yeah, it made me hate him. It made
right.
Especially when he played the riffs on his world title belt. I was like,
that was the best part. Like, because I'm a heel sympathizer too. Like, I love heels. Like, I love cheering for the bad guys. Yep. Just seeing him degrade that WCW belt with the spray paint, and then coming out with his corny old bald-headed ass horseshoe haircut, playing the guitar on that and shit and everything. Like, it was just like the audacity of it is, I think, what made me accept it, like, because I knew that there was no way. This is eat your vitamins, say your prayers. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is not this cool, but the fact that he just went so far to the other side with his character, and it's really just the same character. Instead of him telling you to say your prayers and eat your vitamins, he's telling you tell your teacher screw him, tell him to kiss your ass. You know what I'm saying? He just went to the other side of the cone doing the exact same shit. So.
Yeah, I hated him so much. I'm a WCW guy, but I love baby faces and I hate heels. So I wanted Luger to rack his back. I wanted Sting to break his legs. I wanted DDP to diamond cutter his neck into a cast. I wanted everything.
Now that you're saying that, the only baby face during that time I did like was DDP.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that was the only baby face I really cheered for during that time.
All right. EJ, your number, what we had? Number 4. 4, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Well, this is going to be a little controversial because of one of the most recent episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. Ric Flair, number 4.
Woo!
Just because you like his theme music, you're not condoning his act.
No, I'm not condoning it. I'm a fan of the theme.
Separate the two.
Absolutely.
Yes. There will be another one later in the countdown. But yeah, number 4 is Ric Flair. I'll tell you now, I'm an NWA guy. Growing up in Philadelphia, we were fortunate enough to have both territories broadcasted here. So believe it or not, in Philadelphia, the same channel, they did the weekly NWA show.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the same channel that did ECW. So channel 48 for the Philadelphia people that are
listening. We got that channel. That's how I used to watch it too.
Yep. But I've always been one of a Ric Flair guy. And anytime you hear that theme, it's like you're hearing you're seeing greatness. And dude, he is the GOAT. I don't think anyone did it better than him. And that theme just tells you it's greatness. That's all I think about when
it's wrestling royalty.
Yeah, just think epic. Yep. Anytime I hear that, the word epic comes to my mind.
Yes.
Like it's mind-boggling, like how he could fuck himself up as much as he did because of the weight and, like you said, the royalty that he is.
Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing, like whether it's a song or a chop, I mean, even before a show, what do you hear? Woo! You hear it throughout the crowd. I mean, again, like you said, perfect world, royalty, and it's great. It's royalty, and that song I think represents all of that.
I will not. I put it in the same category as Undertaker's Funeral March. It's just got that iconic, larger than life, bigger than the man mentality. The reason I don't have it on my list is because I hated Ric Flair. So whenever I heard the music, I wanted to turn it down because I can't stand the guy. So it was just but again, that's how good he was at his job. He made you want to hate him. So he was so good at being that over the top. Always cheats. Always has the Horseman defending him. All of those things. So when you heard that music, you're like, not you, not you. so that's kind of like how I felt. All right, I'm gonna do my number 4, and then Gunz, we're gonna come back to you. My number 4. Rock House, but all of you may know it better as the NWO's theme. Yeah, that song, the riff, the ear candy of the Two Sweets, the new world order, all of the stuff that just got built in the for life, all the little stuff that's mixed in there, the way it shifted, everything, the movement of it, it just sucks you in. It's an experience, and of course, being a WCW guy, they played it 5 times a show because the NWO were going to come out and do the survey or have a match, or Hollywood's going to run his mouth, sleazy Eric Bischoff's going to say something. Oh my gosh, there was just so many moments to fall in love with that song. I hated the NWO, but I loved the music. So it was just one of those moments. Absolutely.
All about that. Absolutely.
All right, Gunz, let's come back to you for your number 4.
I might get in trouble for this one, but I did What a Rush. Obviously, LOD.
The Road Warriors.
Yeah, I went with that. Did you guys pick that when I was gone or no?
No.
Okay, so I went number 4 just because, I mean, you just knew. And then them coming out, because it was, I mean, you just knew.
Yep.
You just knew that
There's
shit.
a reason why it's called the Road Warrior Pop.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a reason it's called the Road Warrior Pop. And also, you just knew shit was about to get real. You know?
And you didn't know if they was going to hurt somebody for real.
Exactly.
You didn't know if somebody was going to piss them off and they were going to literally punch somebody in the fucking face.
Absolutely.
In real life.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So, can't go wrong with Legion of Doom. Man. Yep. Can't go wrong.
I like Iron Man for them a little more, but that song is iconic. Yeah, absolutely.
Iron Man, I think the Iron Man was like, I'm more of a mainstream sellout. Personally.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with that. I am too a little bit.
I am. That's why Mark Henry calls me the Gunzes of the world, because I'm such a sellout. That's why.
That's good.
I hated Roman Reigns the last 4 years of my life because I was like, stop winning the belt all the time, Vince. Stop having him win all the time. I hate things like that, but I'm also a sellout. That's why I love John Cena. Like, what do you expect from me? So of course I went with the What a Rush one. Absolutely.
Kyle over Smack Raw. Kyle said, LOD Japan entrance of Iron Man would get 3 pops from the crowd. That's how good it was. That's what I'm talking about. Iron Man just had that essence of danger and holy crap, who's coming to the ring right now? All of that. Whereas What a Rush felt more of I hate to say this, more of a motorcycle gang vibe to it. Right. In terms of the dangerous of the Road Warriors, which is what
being a young black kid in rural fucking Ohio, like that's what I thought they were anyway. Like I didn't know any better.
True.
So, I always got that vibe for them that they were like Mad Max motorcycle guys, like in a bar beating the shit out of somebody. Like
100%. All right, we're gonna start now. Round 3. Our third choice is my number 3. Look in my eyes, what do you see? It's the cult of personality. Oh my gosh. That song has always been special to me, but no question, EJ, I'm on the boat with you. When he came out on Rampage and that song hit, and I'm like, oh my God, this is actually happening. This is real. And he hit those knees. I literally reached toward the TV and I had a tear in my eye. I'm like, okay, this song is now cemented in legacy. It will go down as one of the greatest songs in the history of professional wrestling. And it's and even more than that, it's a great song. It's a great song.
Holds up on its own.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. And it's funny. The story of it was Punk has always wanted it, even when he was in WWE and Ring of Honor. He couldn't afford it. Ring of Honor couldn't afford it. But in WWE, he got it granted to him. But he said when he was in Little League, his dad would crank it up in the car when the team hit the field. That was all. So that's always been his song. He's just been waiting for the right moment to get it.
That song came, I was like, I'm almost positive that shit came out in the early '90s.
Yes, yes,
Yep.
yes. When he was a kid is when he would use it. So absolutely, it was one of those. It's just one of those songs that again, it's gonna outlive. It's gonna move on and beyond, and it's gonna be up there probably everybody's top 10 when it's all said and done because it's just such a great song. 100%. RN, you're number 3.
My number 3 is actually, I know I said the whole thing about only songs with lyrics, but to me, this song does have lyrics. Shinsuke Nakamura's original thing.
The Rising Sun. Great song, man. Great song.
That, like I said, I'm not really into the songs with no lyrics, but when that fucking song first came, and then I forget which takeover, it was either San Antonio or Toronto where he had the 50 different people playing violins.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That shit, like still to this day, I watch that and it gives me goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
So like the first one was good when he had the
Yep.
I always forget the young black dude that followed him. That one was good too. But when
Yes.
he had
SmackDown,
every part of his
Yes.
entrance had another 2 or 3 of them playing it.
Like the symphony, like a symphony.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a symphony, but only fucking violins.
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit, like you can see how hype I'm getting for it. Like it is, like still to this day, it gives me goosebumps when.
I like that one, man. That's
a great choice, man. No lie, I've got chills thinking about him versus.
Like I said,
oh my gosh,
I went against
yes.
my own criteria for my list about
Yes.
it not having words, but that shit to me that's lyrics. I'm sorry.
Yes, yes. Oh, absolutely. And then you hear 80,000 people when he faced AJ at WrestleMania doing it.
Right.
Oh my gosh, such a huge moment. Such a huge moment. And I'll say this, it's a little overdone now, but I like Rick playing it on electric guitar.
I kind of do too.
I kind of like it.
I think the concept of them coming out together is ass, but him actually playing it, and like I am okay with that part. Like I think it sounds fucking dope on the electric guitar too.
That's a good choice. That's your number 3, top 3 right there.
I love it. 100%. All right, EJ, you're number 3, sir.
The original Stone Cold theme. There's one moment I think of when I hear that song. Like we already discussed, why we all liked it so far in the show.
Yeah.
I want to give you a moment that I love the most. January 4th, 1999. Mankind, The Rock for the WWF title, and he came out, and the roar of that crowd as he comes in the ring and hits The Rock with the chair.
Yep.
Putting Mankind over him for the 1, 2, 3. That pop. Again, I mean, the Road Warrior pop.
Yes.
Yeah, the CM Punk pop.
That's the Austin pop. Yes.
That's the Austin pop.
100%.
And anytime I hear that song, believe it or not, that's the first thing that pops in my head.
Me too.
And at that moment, if you're an opponent of Stone Cold, you effed up if you heard that theme song because you know what's coming to you. He's going to stop a mud hole in your ass.
100%. And once again, it fits him like a glove. He's a rattlesnake. And that song just speaks... there's so many. My favorite moment of that song is actually, if you listen carefully, it's the third guitar squeal because it sounds like a scream. It's that. It's like Frank, what? it's got this scream like to it. I'm like, okay, that's his victim that he's about to bite. That's exactly. It's so good, man. It's such a good. Yeah, I think of that pop, and I think WrestleMania 19, his last match. The Sky Dome, or not the Sky Dome, Seattle Field, Safeco Field.
Safeco.
Erupted. Huge moment for that last time. And nobody knew that was his last match but him. So, yeah.
No, I mean, you can never go wrong with Stone Cold. I mean, God.
Great moment.
And and that is, some wrestlers can hold up without themes. That theme helped even make him, I truly believe, even bigger.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
It doesn't always have to go that way.
100%.
Well, he needed something because his demeanor and his tights and everything about him was so.
You knew shit was getting real.
They had to he had to have a powerful theme.
Yes.
I think to push him over the edge.
100%. 100%. And he was so hated as a the ringmaster and then his feud with Bret Hart and all of that.
Right.
So you're like, how can we turn him babyface without openly turning him babyface? Give him that song. Everybody loves it. By the time you get to WrestleMania, they're cheering Stone Cold. Right. So it was actually brilliant back when they booked things correctly. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a while. All right, Gunz, you're number 3.
Number 3, I went with what you went with, I think at 6 or 5. I did, DX, baby.
Break it down.
X.
Break it down.
Same kind of era, of course, but that's when MP3 started really kind of popping up, and
pirated the shit out of that,
and Winamp and all that. So like the themes that were popping were at this era, it was DX, it was Stone Cold, it was Outsiders, and it was Hogan. Like those were like 4 phones that were like that's when like music kind of went on a mainstream level.
100%.
When the DX theme first came out, people at first thought it was Rage Against the Machine.
I did too.
That's what I thought.
I still think
everybody thought. So then it was like an ongoing argument. At the time, it was like wrestling newsletters and message boards because there weren't really There were only a couple websites really back then, or at least like because it was still kind of that crossover. So it was like wrestling newsletters you would subscribe to on email lists, and like if there were arguments were constantly, is that Rage Against the Machine? Because it really did sound like Zach De La Rocca, or maybe it was Zach performing with a different band.
You ain't kidding, man. Yeah.
And then of course they performed it live at they had
WrestleMania 14.
At WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, WrestleMania 14.
Yeah, and like that's when it was like, I mean, and they crushed it live too. And then the break it down, bam, 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 like screaming D-Generation X.
Yep.
Like, I mean, yeah, you can tell I'm just amped up, and like
100%.
Even if that wasn't a wrestling song, that song could have been a top 10 hit anyway if it was.
Yeah, you're true.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Our number 2, I'll start it. Number 2, I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I got the look. It drives the girls wild. Oh my gosh. EJ, you set me up perfectly. It fits him like a glove. In my opinion, Shawn Michaels is the greatest to ever step through those ropes. In my opinion,
right.
I just firmly believe that with conviction. When the bell rang, bell to bell. Not saying he's the greatest character of all time. I believe that belongs to the Undertaker. Not saying he's the greatest on the mic of all time. I believe that goes to John Cena. But when you step through the ropes from bell to bell, who stole the show? Who earned every title that's ever been given to him? Who has the top 16 WrestleMania matches? I did this before. In the top 16 rated by scholars across, Shawn is in 8 of them.
Right.
8 of them.
And maybe could be more.
8 of them. That's how good that guy is. And so I've got a soft spot. He's my favorite of all time, and in my opinion, he's the greatest of all time. So when Sexy Boy hits, I just immediately think, no matter who's in the ring waiting for him, or no matter who he's going to be waiting for in the ring, you're about to see the match of the night. And so when I know that going in, and I think of the character, I think of the guy who was hated in the company, the guy who birthed D-Generation X, the guy that was behind the Click. I think of the guy who had no problem barging into Vince's office, plopping on the top of his desk and going, here's how you're going to book tonight. I have no problem. The thinking about the guy that had a career-ending back injury, rehabbed through it and came back and was even better than he was before when he came back. Shawn Michaels with Sexy Boy, when you hear that song, to me, it's the same level of wrestling royalty that Ric Flair's theme is, that Macho Man's theme is. When you hear Sexy Boy, you're thinking one of the greatest wrestlers of all time is on his way to the ring right now. And that's why it's number 2 for me. I love the song. It is got such a big place in my heart.
Can't argue with that.
Absolutely.
Man. Can't argue with that.
Can't argue at all.
Can't argue with that.
RN, you're number 2, my friend.
Cult of Personality, CM Punk.
Okay.
All right.
It's my number 2 because like it hits me a different way. Like especially at a time when he was taking off and this character was shaping after the Straight Edge Society shit and all that. I was a 25-year-old man, had no business still fucking watching wrestling, and CM Punk and the Pipe Bomb were my last string holding me on to still being a fucking nerd, a closet nerd watching Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown, whatever the hell it was. So
that's awesome.
Cult of Personality, top 5 for sure. Top 2.
Yeah, we got 3. So that's 3 of us that have him so far.
Yeah.
have Punk on it. Yeah, I think that's the most so far.
Wait,
for any theme.
no, I think all four of us have it.
Oh, did you do it too? As
Yes, yes.
Yeah, he was gone.
It was my number.
Well? Oh, when I was gone.
It was my.
all four of us.
It was
So
mine.
we all agree that
Yeah.
Punk
No.
is one of the top 10 albums.
It's my number. It's my number 3.
Yeah.
So we all agree. That's the one that we've all agreed on so far that it's up there.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that one. Did all of us have?
Stone Cold.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if any of these
I
guys have
think
it.
3 of us had Triple H's too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That says something. 100%. EJ, you're number 2.
Well, I know Gunz is not a big fan of this one, but I got to go with Road Warriors Iron Man. The one they used for
The
AWA,
other one.
NWA, of course, over in Japan. Oh, man. I'm also a fan of Black Sabbath, so that's the other reason. But, yeah, I mean, it's the Road Warriors. And when you heard that song, the Road Warrior Pop, of course, we would just talk about the Austin Pop, CM Punk, the Road Warrior Pop. When you heard that song,
Yep.
you heard the roar of the crowd. And, I think about it, I was actually watching an old AWA show not too long ago when they were coming out to that.
Yep.
And it's awesome. And the way they would come in, the way they present themselves.
Yes.
I'm speechless. I'm sorry. I'm a little speechless.
No, that says a lot. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, this is like being tired. I apologize for that, but I did have a thought in my head and I totally forgot. But at the end of the day, I mean, to me, they are the greatest tag team. They are the greatest tag team.
You won't get any argument from me, man.
Yeah, and I know, others would say, it would be maybe the Dudleys or the Brainbuster and Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, whoever. To me, it's the Road Warriors. They had the best entrance theme. They had the best style of wrestling. It was just beat you up style.
Yep.
You can't get any better. And they've done it all too.
Yeah.
And that's my number 2.
Awesome, man. Over here in the chat. Hey guys, I hope y'all are still watching. Let us know what you're thinking about our choices so far and what your number 2 and number 1's going to be. Smacked Raw Kyle said, by the way, a huge personal favorite entrance of mine is Whatever by Our Lady Peace. It's Chris Benoit's theme. It's a shame we'll never hear it played again.
Right.
Yeah.
That's yeah. For a rabid Wolverine, that song was his. 100%. I hate that his career ended the way it did because he was always one of my favorites. So I hate it. But yeah, absolutely. Great push, Kyle. Gunz, you're number 2.
My number 2 and number 1 literally could go either way. This was so hard for me, man.
Yep.
I literally almost was like about to spin a coin. I really believe these 2 and 1s could go back and forth for me. And even right now, I'm looking at them, and I just don't know which one to do.
Go with your gut.
I'm gonna go with what I have. So if we're going if I'm taking out my personal opinion out of it, I think my number 1 would be the all-time greatest wrestling theme song of all time.
Okay.
So I will go. I'm going to switch it right now on the fly, and my former number 1 now will be my number 2, but it's going to be Bret Hart. I fucking love Bret Hart. I love that riff, and then just like I had it on that tape when I was part of the WWF fan club back in the day. It was like some white cheap ass tape, and I would always rewind it. I would listen to it for hours at a time on my wrestling video games because you would go to the character and they would just play the MIDI version of the song, and I would listen to it forever.
Right.
I love that probably because he's had so many. When I was growing up, so many amazing moments and obviously headlining matches on every single pay-per-view, whether it was against Brother, whether it was whatever it was, the Survivor Series one, Yokozuna, everybody, just hearing that and just like, yeah. And then I would walk around with the glasses that I had on and the makeshift posters I made. So I love Bret the Hitman Hart's wrestling theme. So that would be my number 2.
That is a great theme, man. It's like it's iconic. When you hear it, you know who's coming down that ramp. It's such a great song. All right, and now we have reached our number 1. RN, your number 1.
My number 1 is D-Generation X. Break It Down.
Break it down. See, I thought you were going to go with the New Age Outlaws theme.
I had to go DX because DX has literally been a part of my life. I literally have shaped my life off telling motherfuckers to suck it, telling your boss to suck it, using the foul language when you shouldn't. I like strong women to protect me. I want a woman bodyguard. Like all of the above. Like that's what I'm into. I cannot tell you how many fucking times I got in trouble, suspended or detention for crops chopping.
Yep.
So, and like you said, to me, HBK is the greatest wrestler of all time, and Triple H is my favorite wrestler of all time.
So you had a perfect combination.
Perfect combination right there. Like, and just the two of them getting together. Like I said, I always loved Triple H, but like Shawn Michaels is the only reason why I watched WWE, WWF back in the day.
Right.
And then when he got with Triple H, I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this real?
Yep.
And locked in after that ever since. So definitely my number one.
Absolutely. EJ, your number one.
Okay, this is the other controversial one. And again, I don't condone anything in the personal life. I think of this as the character from the 80s into the early 90s. Number one is Hulk Hogan, Real American.
Wow.
I have to go with that. But again,
iconic, man. It almost made my list. Iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I always been a heel sympathizer, but if there was a face that I did like, it was Hulk Hogan. I just love to say your prayers, eat your vitamins. I did like all that. I was a Hulkamaniac. Again, it was the only face I liked. And yeah, I mean, anytime he came out, it is a little controversial, but I had to put it in there. It's something that takes me back to my childhood and takes me back to like my favorite match of all time from him. Mm-hmm. WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate.
I like I said, I put him on there too. I had Voodoo Child on mine. I can separate. It's like an actor.
Yeah,
I can separate a good movie from a bad actor portraying a character. Like I don't think it's controversial at all. These songs hold different things to people, and sometimes it ain't about the fucking artist. It's just about the work itself. So like I definitely, like I said, I had him in my top 5 too. I had Voodoo Child in my top 5, so I get it. So.
And even if you separate the Hulk Hogan from the song, Real American's an awesome song. It's just a great song. So it rings that 80s American pride. So if you bleed, especially people that like served in the military, that song's going to be a big deal for them.
It's black people too. Like black people, white people, everybody knows.
It unites us all. Exactly.
They know your parents or grandparents. Somebody knows that fucking song, and if they say they don't, they're lying.
100%.
I was born in the mid '80s.
Yeah,
I was born in the mid '80s.
You're right.
I know somebody. My mother and father know that fucking Hulk Hogan song.
You're right.
I know for a fact they do.
Absolutely.
So, anybody that says they don't, they are lying through their fucking teeth, for sure.
Yep, 100%. Looking over here in the chat. Gunz, close your ears. Smackdraw Kyle says Bret Hart's overrated.
I hate you.
And then
that's crazy talk.
And then, unfortunately, because he hates Hulk Hogan, EJ, he says, "I still love you, but boo on that choice." So
sorry.
Absolutely, Gunz.
I think I felt picking the guy. Shit.
Yeah, Gunz, your number one.
My number one, coming off of something that you guys had just mentioned, the other person of WrestleMania 6.
Your Ultimate Warrior.
I'm going Ultimate Warrior. I think that's
awesome.
I truly believe that's the greatest theme song of all time right there.
Really?
I truly I think it's
I'm gonna be honest with you, that probably would have been my number one, because like my first memory of wrestling and getting into wrestling was that song. Like my god brother used to come into the room and fucking tossing us 35 feet in the air. That's why I didn't have it on the list, because I hate it. I just think of those ass whoopings. So that's why I was like, I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I mean, I'm all about those that high. Just the same reason I had the Rockers, man. Like just that high energy when I was like a kid, just causing chaos, running through my house and just throwing. But that song still holds up, man. Like
it does.
That really does hold up as a song to get you pumped up and going, because it's all just fast beat. It's not like it's not music line. It's just bam, 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 you know.
Yeah.
And you got to think too, like all of us are in our we're all in our mid-30s, right? Pretty much.
Yep.
I'd say that.
Yep.
For us to still have those feelings and still remember those feelings about these songs.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're almost literally 30 years later. For all I was like, I'm 37. Like I said, my very first memory of wrestling. I don't even know if I ever saw. I don't know if I even saw Ultimate Warrior wrestle yet. But I know that riff and that song from my brother. Whenever he would come in to visit us for the weekend, that's the first thing he would do, running into the house, like full speed.
Yeah,
fucking run in and toss a dude a gorilla press slam to us, and we thought it was the greatest thing in the world, getting tossed to our death.
Yep. Yeah, I was watching WCW during that prime, so I didn't get to enjoy it. But going back watching the replays now, yeah, I can understand why people jumped to their feet and erupted when that song hit, 100%, because just the energy that man brought to the ring, 100%. My number one is going to shock a lot of people. It's a heel song. And to me, it is the modern definition of swagger. It is the modern definition of brotherhood. It is the modern definition of, in my opinion, just a great, uplifting, fun song that you can crank it in your car, roll your windows down, people will pull up next to you, and they'll start jamming with you. My number one entrance theme song of all time, Undisputed.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not kidding. The riffs, the scratching, the boom, the roar of the voice in it, and just every time I hear it, I just can't help but picture, in my opinion, my favorite faction of all time walk into the ring, the way they hit their marks, the entrance, the way the four of them coordinated in the ring and became a unit, Adam Cole screaming Adam Cole, baby, in the middle of them. Everything about that song, it just is fun. It like I said, when you play it, this swagger just comes over you. You can't help it. There's just something about it that just brings this aggression, yet, oh yeah, I'm cool. It just brings that out of you. And like I said, if you play it in your car, anybody in your car listening to it's going to go, that's got a beat, man. That's got a feel. There's something just fun about it. And again, like I said, I know none of y'all had it anywhere near on your list, but for me, when that song hits and I hear "Shock the System," every time I hear it, I'm just like, okay, let's jam. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's so much fun, and I love Adam.
I feel like if we do this in like 5 years, that would be on mine. But I was going for I think the newest one I had was the Shinsuke one. Like I said, that. But you know how I feel about Adam Cole and the UE. Like I had that. That was one of my honorable mentions.
Okay, all right, perfect segue, RN. Let's start with you now. Your honorable mentions. What are they?
The UE theme, and then I have Batista, I Walk Alone.
Cool, great song.
Just with the pyro and everything, fucking fire. Mark Henry, somebody gonna get their ass beat, even though I don't like Mark Henry, but I do love that fucking song. And then No Chance in Hell.
There you go. Oh my, yeah. I mean, Gunz works with Mark Henry every week, so I'm sure he hears Mark Henry's theme song more than he wants to. So,
yep,
absolutely.
No. I love Mark. Mark's great though, but yes, we have a blast with Mark Henry.
That's awesome. EJ, what were your honorable mentions?
Okay, I got 3.
Yep.
I got The Ultimate Warrior.
Okay, there he is.
Not even the top 10.
Yeah, they didn't make the cut. Mr. Perfect. And
good one.
Here we go.
Yes.
Another great tag team from my childhood, the Fabulous Freebirds. Bad Street USA.
Bad Street, yes. Yes, that was good.
Mr.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Damn, I wish I had thought of that.
Perfect, especially the part that goes.
Yes.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
God, that's a great one, man.
Too Sweet Pod said the UE theme song slaps. Absolutely. Thank you, Too Sweet. I agree. Kyle, shut up. Kyle said this is the worst top 10. Cue the SCU themes. Oh my gosh, shut up, man. And then later on, Kyle said his favorite is The Brood. Hey, The Brood song is great.
That shit is
fire, that is a great theme. I'm so glad Edge brought that back, even for one night. I'm so glad Edge brought that back. That was great. Let's see. Okay, that's about it. All right, Gunz, your honorable mentions.
Little fandango. Love Fandango. I think that is a fun theme song, especially when everyone started singing it.
Yes.
I remember one episode of, I think it was Raw, where he took them off the air and everyone was just singing it. It might have been like one of the ones like after WrestleMania or something like that, where everyone was singing it, and it was unbelievable. So Fandango's up there. I do love that Perfect one, but I didn't put him there. And maybe like Tatanka. So Tatanka,
I like that one.
Tatanka was maybe it was a little, I don't know, piece, probably not politically correct these days, but that was also one that I'm just all about. Like when you hear it, you just know he's coming down the aisle. You know what I mean? It's not like a build up. It was him.
Good point.
Once again, the Rockers, Ultimate Warrior.
Yep.
Racing down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I had
I'll tell you the one that will absolutely never make it. One that just came to my mind that would absolutely never make it. The Narcissist.
Oh God,
Lex Luger.
Oh yeah,
I like
that theme song. Might be one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life.
It just makes me think of one of those video games from the
right.
And when he debuted in front of all
In
the
Your
viewers,
House video game
Yeah.
on PlayStation 1, that was his music on that.
Yeah.
He debuts at Survivor Series, and he's in front of those mirrors for about 20 minutes, and that song is playing on repeat, and I hate it. So.
Yeah. Fun fact: if you go back and watch Lex Luger's theme song in WCW, is the same theme song that WWF played when they said "Call the Hotline." They ripped it off.
wow.
It's the same song, man. It's hilarious. I got 4 honorable mentions. I had Edge's Metalingus. Do you think you know me on this day? That song, I love that song. I had my other female, Sasha Banks, "Sky's the Limit." I like that song. I think it fits.
Yeah, that is a good song.
I think it fits her character well. I just think it's a fun song to just sit back and just listen to. So I hate her remix. I know, I get it. Snoop Dogg's on it, but I hate her remix. To me, it's not her. It doesn't feel right. It's just not her. And then my other 2 for nostalgia, the Four Horsemen's theme with the horse sounds and
the new one, the new Four Horsemen or the old Four Horsemen?
the one they played in WCW with the guitar riffs.
Yeah, with Benoit and everything. I like that one too.
I love that theme. That was a great theme. And then my final one, you talk about an underrated one that nobody thinks of. Miz, "I Came to Play."
Yeah.
Miz has a great song. If you just sit down and just listen to it like a song, especially when it gets to the bridge, there's some stuff said in there that you're like, "Whoa, this song is good." You got to get past. You got to get past the Miz. You got to get past the character and to get past the awesome, all that. Just listen to the song, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, this song is good." So yeah, no one ever thinks about it because all they think about is the idiot coming down the ramp, which I love. I love the Miz. So
I do too.
yeah, he's great. All right. That's awesome, man.
Wow.
So great, guys. That was our top 10 favorite entrance themes of all time. We hope you enjoyed tonight. Again, if you are listening to us on a podcast right now, please subscribe to the podcast and give us a 5-star rating for an episode that was awesome like this. Leave us a comment as well. We thank you for your feedback. If you're watching us on our Twitch channel right now, thank you all of you that are watching our Twitch right now. Thank you for joining us in the chat. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so amped up right now. I'm going to listen to these songs while I watch my Yankees lose right now.
Don't say that. No, Yankees losing. No.
Oh my gosh.
God, I've been trying to stay off. I was gonna. Oh fuck.
Oh man. Well, hopefully they'll come back now. But anyway.
Gunz. Die hard New Yorker here, baby.
There you go. Rock and roll, baby. Good luck. You're going to need some of these songs to get you through the night once you catch up on this game now.
Hopefully they mount a comeback for all of you guys that care. I don't. And then also if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SmackDraw Podcast, like the video, please leave us a comment and make sure you subscribe and click that bell so every time we post a video in the future, you'll get notified immediately. Thank you so much for watching us live or watching us on our YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate it. RN, please put yourself over. Tell us about Mean Jelly Bean, your dog kennel. Where can we find you on social media?
Social media, Instagram at Route 4 Kennel. That's at Route 4 Kennel for all your Frenchie and bully needs. Twitter, Mr.8984. Shoot me your hashtag MuteRN topics so I can rant about it. Facebook, Mean Jelly Bean Memes. YouTube, Mean Jelly Bean Productions. Give us a like, comment, share, follow all of the shit in between. That's my spiel.
Awesome. EJ, tell us about the Squared Circle podcast. What you got coming up? Put yourself over.
All right. Well, we're going to be starting Squared Circle Countdown 2.0 at a new time and day, Monday at noon. I count down the top 10 best matches and moments that happen in pro wrestling. Also, we do the top 5 power rankings and the top 5 shows of the week. And basically on the show, we talk about the great and we ignore the hate. You can follow me on Twitter at Squared Top 10. That's Squared Top 10.
Awesome. Gunz, the floor is yours, man. Put yourself over. Tell us what the Gunz show is going to be doing in the near future.
Listen, the Gunz show combines music interviews with some of the biggest people out there. Everybody. Blink-182, Fall Out Boy, 21 Pilots, Kiss, Guns N' Roses. I've had them all on the Gunz show, interviewing your favorite musicians. We're combining that with a lot of sports. We've had, I just had Brian Cashman on from the Yankees. I just had Josh Allen on from the Buffalo Bills, Mike Richter from the New York Rangers, all sorts of great stuff, fun, enjoyable interviews. Everything is The Gunz Show. Gunz is my last name, Gunz. The Gunz Show. You can follow me on Twitch, Instagram, everything, The Gunz Show. I'm on SiriusXM. I'm on fucking everywhere. So just follow me.
He's doing a great job, man. All the hate you get, some of it's deserved, but not all of it. All right. And you can follow me at BamaDave24. You can follow the Bammer Slammer Wrestling Podcast at Bammer Slammer. And you can follow our Smacked Raw Podcast brand at Smacked Raw Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us again this evening. This has been our top 10 favorite entrance themes. And until the next time we drop the hammer, you keep on rocking with us here on the Bammer Slammer. Have a good night, everybody.